यूनिट 1 में से है जी डिफाइन फिजिक्स, डिफाइन एटॉमिक फिजिक्स, न्यूक्लियर फिजिक्स, जियोफिजिक्स, प्लाज्मा फिजिक्स, बेस क्वांटिटी, ड्राइव्ड क्वांटिटी, बेस यूनिट, डिराइव्ड यूनिट, साइंटिफिक नोटेशन, why a screw gauge measures more accurately than a vernier caliber, define significant figures with example how many significant figures are in 0.027, estimate your age in second, define vernier constant, define prefixes, give example, define least count, what is the least count of the meter art, digital stopwatch and screw gauge. Write down 2 rules to find out the significant digits in a measurement. Unit 2 की बारी है differentiate between translatory and linear motion, circular random motion, vibratory rotatory motion, scalars and vector quantities, distance and displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration. Write the equation of velocity. How can vector quantities be represented graphically, or define gravitational acceleration and write its value. Different उसके बाद आ जाता है define velocity and uniform velocity. फिर है differentiate between acceleration and uniform acceleration, write a SI unit of acceleration, differentiate between positive and negative acceleration, write equations of motion for uniformly accelerated motion. A sprinter completes its 100-meter race in 12 seconds, find its average speed, convert 50 km per hour speed of body into meter per second. उसके बाद है जी डिफाइन फोर्स एंड इनर्शिया, राइट ऐसा यूनिट, डिफाइन मोमेंटम, राइट इट्स मैथमेटिकल फॉर्म, गिव इट्स डायरेक्शन, डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन मास एंड वेट, व्हेन अ गन इज फायर्ड इट रिकॉइल्स व्हाई, डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन स्लाइडिंग एंड रोलिंग फ्रिक्शन, व्हाई रोलिंग फ्रिक्शन इज लेस देन स्लाइडिंग फ्रिक्शन, राइट डाउन 2 एडवांटेजेस एंड disadvantages of friction, briefly explain about banking of the road, what is the law of conservation of momentum, write Newton's first, second or third law of motion, or describe 2 situations in which force of friction is needed, what is meant by coefficient of friction, write its mathematical form, what is meant by centripetal and centrifugal force, write its equation and SI unit. उसके बाद है what is head to tail rule of vector addition, define rigid body and axis of rotation of body, what is resultant force, define torque, what factors it depends upon, write its formula, what is principle of moments, differentiate between center of mass and center of gravity, what is importance of center of gravity, explain couple with example, differentiate between like and unlike parallel forces, define rectangular and perpendicular components, define resolution of a force, state first and second condition of equilibrium, also state mathematically, differentiate between stable, unstable and neutral equilibrium, why the height of vehicle is kept as low as possible. उसके बाद यूनिट 5 की बारी है डिफाइन फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन, लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन, वाई लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस, फील्ड फोर्स क्या है, हाउ कैन यू से द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स इज अ फील्ड फोर्स, डिफाइन ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड एंड ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड स्ट्रेंथ. उसके बाद जी क्या है, राइट इट्स वैल्यू, वाई द वैल्यू ऑफ जी इज डिफरेंट एट डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. फिर है जी आर्टिफिशियल और नेचुरल सेटेलाइट में डिफरेंस, गिव यूजेस एंड फार्मूलाज, आल्सो राइट डाउन द फार्मूला ऑफ मास ऑफ अर्थ, एक्सप्लेन हाउ द वैल्यू ऑफ जी वेरीज विद द एल्टीट्यूड, व्हाट इज जीपीएस, राइट इट्स यूज. On what factors orbital speed of a satellite depend, why communication satellites and are stationed at geostationary orbit, what is height and speed of geostationary satellite from the surface of the earth, define geostationary orbit. उसके बाद define work and write its SI unit, also define it, how is energy converted from one form to another, explain what is the second name of solar cell and how it is made, define watt and write how much watt is equal to 1 horsepower, define energy, write its SI unit, what are the various forms of energy, differentiate between kinetic energy, potential energy, write the formula and example, define mechanical energy, also give example, why are fossil fuels known as non-renewable energy, what is biomass and how energy is produced from it, write down the equation of Einstein and value of C. Differentiate between chemical and nuclear energy, write the uses of wind energy, what is meant by solar cell. By defining magma, describe geothermal energy, what is meant by the efficiency of a system, write the names of the parts of solar system, define power, write its formula and unit. Write some important features of kinetic molecular model of matter, what is meant by plasma. In this gas occurs in which state, define density, write its formula and SI unit. The mass of 200 cubic centimeter of stone is 500 gram, find its density, state Pascal's law, give its application of Pascal's law, write the names of devices which work on the principle of Pascal's law, state Archimedes principle, what is principle of rotation, define elasticity, what is the tensile strain, state Hooke's law and write its equation, define Young's modulus, define pressure, write its formula, what is a barometer, why does the atmospheric pressure vary with height, why does the piece of stone sink in water but a ship with a huge weight floats, differentiate between stress and strain, write its formulas. Unit 8 है जी, differentiate between heat, temperature and internal energy of a body. Define thermal equilibrium. What is the thermometer? Why mercury is preferred as a thermometric substance? Define lower and upper fixed point of energy thermometer. Write the scales of temperature. Convert 50 degrees Celsius on a Celsius scale into Fahrenheit scale. Differentiate between freezing and melting point. Define evaporation. How evaporation differs from vaporization. Why does the heat flow from hot body to cold body? What is meant by internal energy of body? Convert 20 degrees Celsius on Celsius scale to Kelvin scale temperature. Convert 100 degree Fahrenheit into temperature on Celsius scale. Define specific heat capacity and write its formula. What is meant by heat capacity and write its formula and SI unit. Define latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. Write its formula and SI unit. Define latent heat of vaporization. What is meant by evaporation. Explain how cooling is produced by evaporation. What are factors on which the evaporation of a liquid depends. What is the effect of temperature on evaporation. Write down two uses of thermal expansion in daily life. Define coefficient of linear thermal expansion and write its formula. उसके बाद है differentiate between conduction and convection of heat. What is transfer of heat? Write the names of the method. Define thermal conductivity. Write its SI unit and formula. Why are metal good conductors of heat? What is meant by conduction? Why conduction of heat does not take place in gases? Describe the rate of flow of heat. What is the mathematical form? Why does the transfer of heat in fluids take place? Why convection? Differentiate between convection and convection of currents. Also describe some uses